Hi there. So, in my last email, I touched on thoughts and feelings you might be experiencing by joining me in my classes. I mentioned you might likely have had many fears and thoughts that were similar to my own. So, the only difference with me, of course, is I'm thankfully finally living with very little pain. I still have to manage my energy levels, and occasionally things still catch me, but essentially I am probably 95% out of pain now. And I did this by working holistically and by gently and kindly keeping going with many different things over the years. And then I found over the time what really affected change for me. And obviously, these are the things that I've studied and hopefully can share with you now. So, as a little history about me, I wanted to tell you about my last kind of 30 years. So, I'm in my 50s now, and I probably have had about 30 years of having to find ways to sort of live with my own well life, should I say. I completely changed my life after being bedridden on and off over the years, living with chronic fatigue. I had two spinal surgeries, the first one in my teens and my later one in my 20s. I had severe IBS in my 20s and 30s, and that kind of coincided with my chronic fatigue syndrome. So it was all very interesting. And I also, within being ill, as you probably know or may have experienced yourselves, is depression and emotions kind of plays a big part in that too. So I'm still on my journey. I actually think we always are forever in a roller coaster of balance, finding that balance of health and life. And of course, curveballs still happen for me. It's not a consistent thing, but I am more mobile. I, as I say, have very little pain and very few symptoms now. In fact, my IBS isn't really there at all anymore, thankfully. So I function pretty well and am better able to work in my 50s than I have been in my 20s and my 30s, if I'm honest. So in 2008, after I'd lost my business in London, I started to progress my own training as a practitioner, learning a corrective breathing technique called Buteyko, and then also the Bowen technique. And my dogs are just having a moment now, perfectly timed. So I've been kind of continually evolving my personal practice and looking for ways to help clients living with chronic pain, clients that I saw and see in my one-on-one clinic. Many of them have very complex health conditions.